Hi and welcome to part 2 of Alexander Technique Basics workshop for guitarists and any musician who stands up on two legs, drummers included. Okay, so in part 1 we talked about how we can look at the problem of musculoskeletal tension from a perspective of how we concentrate. And if we're using a very narrow field of focus while we're playing the guitar or performing or practicing, then is it possible that that can also cause our structure to narrow? So this is basically a question. Most of Alexander Technique teaching and learning happens from self-inquiry, and it's how a teacher will guide this self-inquiry depending on person's specific needs, concerns, situation. So, I can't see you, and I wonder that it would be possible for you to create a video diary of yourself with a specific question of noticing how you're focusing on learning new piece or practicing your warm-ups or performing with your band or even writing music, and how your focus could have, will have, and I wonder if you notice that it has an effect on how you hold your instrument and where it is that you feel discomfort, if you do. So I'm not saying that every guitarist is in pain. That's just could be. By the way, that's really not the point. The point is to how we can also improve our overall efficiency, how we communicate through music, and so all of these issues are interrelated. So the first thing in part 2 that I'd like to focus on is noticing how your pelvis is organized to support your upper body. And obviously your pelvis isn't this sort of Dali-esque modern art thing floating in space without any connection to the outside world. It's obviously connected to our legs. So you are encouraged to make yourself a smorgasbord of videos. You might feel funny about it at first, but you will get used to finding out what it is that you do when you step forward and you step backwards. So with the intention of finding out what it is that you might be doing with your pelvis in relation to your rest of your structure. So that's the next bit that I present to you. And now I'm going to pick up the guitar. Hello guitar, my old friend. And just going to practice one of my pieces that I've been working with, so I'm not going to be reading any music. I'm going to show you from a side angle here some of the various things that you might be able to notice when you video yourself with the guitar standing or sitting, but we're doing this for people who stand and perform. So as I'm standing here, I can intentionally move my pelvis forward, and there are many guitarists out in the world who stand and perform like this, and they produce incredible music, but if you are having any issues with shoulder or wrist discomfort, you might consider that this is putting a lot of undue pressure on the back of your body. It's sort of going towards falling, and it's also contracting the front of your body. So if you add concentration to the mix, then you consider that you are probably breathing. You might even be singing. So, and the way we concentrate with our eyes and our ears needs oxygenation, needs the breathing to work pretty efficiently. And if you if we are tending to push our pelvis forward and take our body, upper body back, and then also wanting to concentrate, we are overworking the system, our body system in gravity quite considerably. So that's one pattern that you might observe in yourself, or sort of a variety of that, sort of tilting your pelvis forward. And then the other one is to round the back and to tilt the pelvis. So that's one pattern that you might notice in yourself, and maybe you'll notice that one shoulder is higher than the other. Won't kill you for 5 seconds, but if you're just staying there for, you know, a 2-hour practice and then a 2-hour band rehearsal, the cumulative effect could possibly, I don't know, create injury, maybe. It's just something to consider, that how you focus has a direct effect to how it is that you posture. So posture isn't something that's static. Posture is something where you move in and out of, right? So this is, if you watch a video of a master like Jimi Hendrix, he's moving all the time. And although he didn't consider himself the best singer that he could be, I love his music and I love what he produces creatively, it could be that he's also a great example of the fluidity. There's like a sort of a fluid energy within him. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. Posture isn't just one thing that you get right. It's an awareness. Okay, so 2 possible things to notice for when you video yourself with your guitar standing is whether your pelvis is tilting forward or whether your pelvis is going back. I'm exaggerating, but one of those 2 possibilities could exist for you. So I'm going to come back with part 3 without my guitar, and we'll do a simple exercise to help you find a middle ground where you have mobility and stability working for you together. Okay, be right back.